That too. I love you. I love you more. I love you more. No. I love you more. No. I'm not going to work in the garage today. Okay. Bye. 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 Hey everybody, I've got the stuff laid out. I shut my garage door because it was putting a big glare in here. And I know the camera's kind of far away, but as I get this up unboxed, I'll be showing it to you. I'll be running up to the camera, showing it to you, then I'll be setting it down kind of organized, taking the bubble wrap off, and kind of go from there. So first thing, directions, don't need them. Just kidding, I'll be picking those up. Came with a cool hat. I'm gonna wear my IMOHR hat. Check me out. Man, I look like a peanut farmer. Well, this is Brazilian, so I'm some other kind of farmer. Anyway, so let me get to work. Let me show you what I got here first. I'm gonna do the small box first. I've got two A-arms with ball joints. I don't know if this is the back or the front yet, but I'm gonna lay this stuff out here. Like I said, I can get you a close-up of it once I get it all laid out. This is 2 tie rods. These go to the rack, because I ordered the one that's got the rack on it, the rack and pinion. Just because, why not? Makes life a little bit easier when you're doing this kind of stuff, or harder. Here's 2 more A-arms. I'm gonna put those down. Some stickers, keep those. This is like a thrust bar, kind of like not a torsion bar, but kind of like a strut bar in a way. That's what this is. I got no idea what that is. And I got, looks like some kind of a bracket. And let's see what else we got here. I got another, like a steering link. So obviously, if there's steering stuff, this must be the front. Wouldn't you think? And somewhere in here I ordered a kit for the steering, so I don't have to modify it. It's already pre-modified. So that's the front. Let me lay the back out real quick. Got some pretty red parts. I don't know what they are yet. Here's some coilovers. There's 2 coilovers. I'm hoping there's 2 more, because it should have 4. Here's an A-arm. Here's a box. It looks like hardware. Here's another A-arm right here. And I didn't see any coilovers for that front one, so I'm hoping I don't have some parts missing. So this box goes right here. That's that. Those 2 boxes on the pallet. Let me open this up. Maybe they put the coilovers inside there to save space. Let me get this open real quick, and then I'll bring the camera over so I can kind of see what I'm doing. There's some stuff packed in here. I don't think it's coilovers. I'm just getting the plastic off so I can get these components out. This is the rack. Okay, good, the coilovers are in there. Come on, release. Well, let me get these coilovers out. Thank goodness. The only thing I haven't seen yet is I ordered a rack. Like I said, a steering rod, custom steering rod, so I'll have to make one. And I don't see it yet, but they're pretty good about that stuff. Oh, in fact, maybe that's it. No, this is the rack itself. So let me get this out of the way. Let me kind of show y'all what I'm doing. This is exciting stuff. So let me take y'all on a little bit of a ride. And then I'm gonna leave the camera right here. Y'all can see, I've got that unboxed right there. That's the main front suspension right here. Let me turn that up a little bit. Hopefully y'all can see it. So this is the main carrier. This bolts right here, these bolts here go to the bulkhead. And let's get the rest of these boxes open, or bags rather. So let's see what we got. So guys, I didn't like plan this. I'm just like literally open this for the first time. Got a beautiful coilover. And by the way, this stuff is not gonna scratch anything. It's that epoxy stuff, and it's actually kind of, it's not soft, but it's not abrasive, if that makes sense. So I'm not worried about scratching stuff. I'm still gonna be gentle with everything. You know, I just don't want to scratch it. But I'm just careful about the stuff anyway. So anyway, that's one coilover. Here is the other coilover. This is the man, these are beautiful. Wow, these are gorgeous. Look at this. That's one of the A-arms. This is absolutely beautiful stuff. Let me put that right there. You know, let me turn this a little bit so I can see all this red beauty. Let me open up this A-arm. The nice thing is they put marks on these for right and left, so even a dummy like me can figure this stuff out. This one's got a left on it. Get back on there. That's got a left on it. So obviously that goes to the left. I don't know if those are lower or upper yet. I don't know which ones they are, but we will find out. By the way, how many of you guys and gals that are watching this were in the military? I was in the military for 12 years. I was a reconnaissance Marine. Yes, really. From 84 to 87. Deployed to Panama during the Iran-Contra affair and threw down and took names there. Got out. Had trouble adjusting back to civilian life. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go back in. And one of the things I found out when I was deployed, that says right, that one says left right there. Let me lay these down. One of the things I found out when I was deployed as a Marine, we went down to Panama with, I don't know what SEAL team 1 or 6, I don't remember who they were. My money's worth. They, you know, the more I look at this stuff, the more I realize what a good deal I got. Amazing, amazing product. A lot of y'all gonna ask what shipping was. So it was $5,400 with shipping. The shipping was about $720 from Brazil to Dallas. Took 10 days from when I ordered, they manufactured, got the stuff to me. The shipping was, I mean, relatively inexpensive compared to if you've ever shipped a little box, you know, FedEx or UPS or whatever. Hell, it's like it's $1 zillion just to send it across the street now. The shipping has gone absolutely outrageous. And one thing that kind of made me mad years ago, all the major shippers said, well, you know, gas prices are up. We're gonna have to charge a gas surcharge on top of your shipping. And they did that, And then they just simply, as they got rid of the surcharge, they didn't increase the shipping. So when gas prices came back down, shipping didn't. It stayed expensive, at least as far as I could tell. It stayed expensive, and it's gotten absolutely ridiculous how much it costs. Like if I'm not like a used part sales guy, but if I have a part that someone needs, here's one of the coilovers, I'll ship it, but nothing like someone buying a $20 part from you, and then it's $40 to ship it. So my whole point is getting this from Brazil for $720 through customs, planes, trains, automobiles, donkeys, whatever they did to get it here. By God, they got it here for $720, and I'm happy with that. FedEx was really good. This got shipped via FedEx. FedEx Customs called me. They interviewed me on the phone. They said I'm not a crazy man. They sent me some paperwork. I filled it out and got it shipped. So last box here, or bag, this is some hardware. And I'm gonna kind of give y'all a close-up of all this stuff for the rear end part. Then we're gonna start thinking about how to assemble all this stuff. So this is the hardware I just got out. Another adjuster for the coilovers. Don't know what these are for yet. They're metal, they're not poly. Some more hardware, all professionally put together. Let me get this phone or this camera over here. And y'all can see that's the suspension. That's all the stuff right there. Coilovers, A-arms, B-arms, C-arms, D-arms, whatever you want to call them. All kind of arms. These hubs, man, these hubs are absolutely something else. They are stout. They're heavy. That is some seriously nice stuff. Anyway, let me go ahead and get myself reorganized with some tools, and then let's start getting this stuff assembled. All right, y'all ready to do this? I need to get this thing assembled. So this is the front. This, the front of the car. This is the top. Got the instruction manual. Let's see what it says. Good luck. No, just kidding. It's got mainly installation into the car, but it's got one important part that it names off. Let me show y'all here. It names off the material list, and it also gives you a diagram of how everything goes together. So this is really neat, and I'm glad they did this, because man, you guys know, you get car parts in, and I don't know what's up with these part manufacturers. Like, it would be so hard to put some basic instructions in, maybe some pictures of some dude doing it, but they just don't do it. And they get beat to death with tech calls about how they, guys like me calling, going, what the hell do I do here? Anyway, so let's get this going. The first thing I'm gonna put on is I'm gonna put the A-arms on first, just because I think it'll look cool. So I'm gonna put the upper and lower A-arms on. The uppers are these. The lowers have that big, these are the lowers. They get a big bracket in them. So this is, see, I'm driving. This is the right side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the right side put on first. Let me see which one says R, that says L. You go over there to L land. You stay in R land. You go to L land, and you are in R land. This land is your land. No, this land is your land and my land. These are all 17 millimeter. They use the metric system over there in Brazil. I didn't know, what they did, what system they use, because the only system I really know that well is Imperial, which is, what we learned in school, fractions and inches and all that junk. So I'm gonna put these uppers on first, and then I'm gonna put both uppers on, then I'm gonna flip it over and put the lowers on, and I'll show y'all when I get these mounted kind of what they look like. And kind of obvious, the ball joints at the top point down and the ball joints on the lower point up. That way everything works like it should. Get over here. Get over here. All right, let me get my trusty rubber mallet. never use a metal mallet on these things. All I can do is bang up the finish. And the thing I love about epoxy coating is it looks great. The thing I don't like about epoxy coating is once it chips, you're done. You know, you can't really touch it back up. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this in. Guys, this stuff fits together so nice. Like I said, I've gotten used to, I've gotten where I expect crappy stuff now, because everything I order tends to be cheap stuff. Let me use that to kind of guide me. And I'm not going to tighten this stuff up all the way yet until I get everything assembled. These are poly bushings, and no lot of y'all are thinking that I can only tighten them up once the car's on the ground. And you have to do that with rubber, but with poly, they slide around inside the sleeve, so you really don't have to do that with poly. I'm sure people are going to disagree with me, and that's cool. Disagree away. Well, I guess I'm not gonna tighten them. I'm just gonna snug them up. Yeah, that's the right way. Okay, so no tightening. Just kind of snug them up. That way I can forget to do this part when I'm driving. All my crap falls off my car. Let me turn this real quick. Do this other side. This is the left one. I know this is gonna be a long video, but listen, having a good tutorial on this stuff is very important. This is my first time to do it, so I'm not like one of those guys that am gonna miss a couple steps because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just winging it. Winging it. Wingy dingy. Alrighty. Come on there. Alright. You from left land. Right land and left land. God, this stuff fits together so good. I'm still blown away with the quality of this stuff. I mean, it's amazing. And all I'm doing is tapping this to get the bushings lined up. Okay, there you go. I got it kind of leaning back, so this is the front, that's the top. That's the driver's side. That's the passenger side. I've got the coilovers in. I've got them out on there. So there's 3 settings. I've got the bottoms kicked out to the furthest, which is going to give a lot more leverage to the bottom, which is going to be a little bit softer ride. And then I can adjust them as needed. But my next thing I'm going to do is install that rack and these tie rods. So let me get going on that real quick. Let me position this where y'all can see what I'm doing. And like I said, I'll be zooming in. I'll be zooming in as needed. I'll be zooming in as needed on this stuff. So, alrighty. I love pictures, and they got pictures. So, the next thing is this thing. And obviously this is gonna go this way. It mounts right here. Mounts just like that, guys. I don't know if we can get any more simple than that. So that's kind of how it mounts. I'm kind of wondering if I should put my tie rods on first. Oh, these just thread on. So I'll put them on. You know, will I have room? Yeah, I'll put them on afterwards. They're just gonna be flopping around, kind of getting in the way. So let me go ahead and get this this installed. This is gonna be really, really quick. And I'll show y'all, let me get this bolt out here and I'll show y'all what I'm doing. So obviously my car is left-hand drive. So you see these two, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me get this further down. Y'all see these 2 bolt holes here and one there? This just sits just like that. Those go in the bolt holes, and then you just tighten them down. So I'm gonna do that real quick. The bolt holes have bolts on the back side that you just put on. So let me kind of get that going real quick. And we'll do that. All right, y'all, on this, on the rack, so the tie rods ends are not marked left and right. So the way you need to remember it is this one, it tapers back. So both of them will taper back toward the back of the car. So when you put them on here, make sure they're pointing like this and they taper back. And I'll show you all a better picture of that once I get these installed. I'm gonna go ahead and put these on, twist these on here real quick. Let's see, is this one reverse thread? No. You get this on here. All right. I'm going to twist it all the way in. Then they got those little crimpy things at the back, which I never seem to have the right. Let's see if I can like that. Yep, that'll work. Okay, let me get this other one on, and then I'm going to crimp down these little thingies. There's a special tool to do it. I don't have it. So I'm just going to do my best to try to get it done correctly, or to get it crimped down correctly. You're probably thinking, Nick, just leave it alone and buy a tool to do it properly. But where's the fun in that? You know, why do it right when you can do it twice? Isn't that the saying? All right, got that one. Actually, they're pretty, there's a ridge on here. Let me show you. There's a ridge on here. So once you get that past there, man, it's on there so tight, it's not coming off. So I may not even have to wrench, do that thing to it. So let me get this on real quick. Let me get this one down. There you go, that popped in pretty easy. So what I'm gonna do now, and let me show y'all, that's not how it goes. Let me show y'all real quick. It's got, see these bolt holes here? Bolt hole there, bolt hole there. This sits down in there, and then you just put the bolts through it. So I'm gonna do that part right now, is get the bolts through there. Hopefully y'all can still see me okay. One thing about moving the camera is when you do, sometimes you'll knock it out of view. Yeah, that's supposed to be up that high. Oh yeah, that's as high as that bushing goes. You know, instead of looking, I can just beat the crap out of it with a hammer, right? One thing I saw, which may be a fitment problem, and it could be, and not really a fitment problem per se, but let me get this on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's like these boots are, the boots are rubbing on the A-arm mounts. Let me get this in here. All I'm doing right now is just putting the nuts and bolts on the rack. It's a Nakata rack. Let me show you on my phone. All right, let me show you on the phone here, on the video. You see right here, that boot's rubbing on there. And I don't know if these go up some, but this is a fixed position, so what if the suspension goes down, it's still rubbing right there. So it seems like the rack needs to go up about maybe a ½ inch. I'm afraid to do that because I don't want to get bump steer. And I'm sure they've engineered this thing for proper steering. You know, and this thing isn't full of grease, so it's not like it's gonna dump stuff everywhere. But still, I don't like the boot rubbing on there. But we'll see. We'll see as we go, and I'll send a message out to IMOHR to ask them about that right there. So you see right here, that boot's rubbing on there, and I don't know if these go up some, but this is a fixed position, so what if the suspension goes down, it's still rubbing right there. So it seems like the rack needs to go up about maybe a ½ inch. I'm afraid to do that because I don't want to get bump steer, and I'm sure they've engineered this thing for proper steering. You know, and this thing isn't full of grease, so it's not like it's gonna dump stuff everywhere. But still, I don't like the boot rubbing on there. But we'll see. We'll see as we go, and I'll send a message out to IMOHR to ask them about that right there. Alrighty, on this this is like a strut bar or a strut brace that comes with it, and the way they mount is, you see these holes here, it's got a lower and a higher. I don't know necessarily that would be any different, but I'm going to go ahead and mount these on the upper ones, and I've got the other camera going, so I'll give you the angle of me doing it, then I'll show you when I'm done. Yeah, and I'm sorry that video went out and y'all didn't get to watch me install this. So here's what this bar looks like installed. Just goes across and bolts right there and right there. Alrighty, get that tightened down, and I'll move on to the next one. That one in. Yeah, these bushings fit a little bit, I'm not going to say loose because they're not loose, but they fit a little bit better. And so they're definitely easier to install than the fronts were. The fronts, I really had a hammer or kind of bang on the control arms, or the A-arms, to get them down. Whereas these, pretty simple. All right, there's that. And I guess the coilover is going to mount to that. So anyway, so I've got this A-arms done on that side. Let me get them done on this side. Right here, I'm going to lay it down and not crush my phone. This isn't very heavy. None of this stuff weighs a lot. So let me go ahead and get these done real quick. And maybe if I move up like this, y'all can see a little bit better. I'm just taking these nuts out. Now, like I said, I'm hoping I'm putting these in correctly. Yeah, the good thing is the stickers face the same direction, so that's another way to. And again, I'm putting these on the lower ones. There's 2 holes here. Got no idea why. I'm sure if I read the instructions, it would tell me I'm doing it wrong. But why would I read the instructions now? And I know a lot of y'all out there going, man, you should have built your own suspension. Well, I don't want to kill anybody out there on the road. First of all, I don't have any interest in building a suspension. I really don't. I have no interest in manufacturing my own suspension. It's not one of those deals where, a lot of us build these cars and we're like, oh, I engineered this. No, we didn't. We just made something that fit. And we have no idea. We didn't do a single bit of math while we're doing it. We just said, oh, it fits. I'm an engineer. No, you're not. You just made a part that fits. That's probably not near as strong as an engineered component or weighs too much. So I'm not an engineer. I don't plan on engineering anything as far as suspension goes. So that's kind of why didn't want to build one. I'm sure I'm sure I could, if I really wanted to, I could build a suspension. But my God, why would I want to? Not when when I can buy something like this that's just amazing quality. Why would I? I don't know about y'all, it's February here in Texas, February, I don't know, 10th or something. And it is absolutely beautiful weather outside. It is like 70 degrees. I was just texting with a guy that's getting me some parts for another car. And I was like, hey, what's going on with the parts? He's like, dude, it's freezing and raining here. I asked him, like, man, would you live like in hell or something? Because cold weather, to me, when they said, oh, you're gonna burn in hell. Well, I'd rather burn in hell than freeze in hell because I hate cold weather. I hate cold weather. So if I had my choice, I'd rather hell be hot than cold. Don't know if I have a choice. Alrighty. And you saw how I juggled that? Oh, I gotta wait a little bit. All right, you. Now, this eccentric wants to give me a hard time. My screwdriver. These things adjust a little bit. It's like it's just a hair out of whack. And that's just enough to keep the nut from going in. Hey now. You fit in over here okay? Yeah, that one fits good. It's like this eccentric thing's a little on the small side. There you go. I just had to coerce it. There you go. That took a little bit longer than the other one. You know, lost one. Here it is. Lost the eccentric, but I found it. All right. You can adjust the heck out of these things. I don't know where I'm gonna go get it aligned. Who's gonna have the equipment to align this thing? It's not gonna be me. I can do a basic alignment with, you know, a couple pieces of metal and a tape measure for toe in, but all the other stuff I can't do. So anyway, okay, so I got this installed, got the A-arms on. Let me give y'all a show on my phone here. All right, so got the A-arms installed. I've got this laying upside down. These are the bottoms. Let me flip it over. All right, anyway, so I got the A-arms installed. You can kind of see how they go. This is an adjustment. Here they are. This is the back where the motor's gonna be hanging out back here. That's how they look so far. Pretty simple stuff. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install the coilovers. The tape measure for toe in, but all the other stuff I can't do. So anyway, okay, so I got this installed, got the A-arms on. Let me give y'all a show on my phone here. All right, so got the A-arms installed. I've got this laying upside down. These are the bottoms. Let me flip it over. All right, anyway, so I got the A-arms installed. You can kind of see how they go. This is an adjustment. Here they are. This is the back where the motor's gonna be hanging out back here. That's how they look so far. Pretty simple stuff. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install the coilovers. Cap nut goes through this way, and the outer one, I've got it orientated correctly now. No, we don't. Here's one that felt like I was wanting to cross thread. No, you're not doing that. I'm not allowing that to happen. Not on my watch. All right. So it might be that nut. I might have to run a tap through it. I'm gonna test it first. And I might have to run a tap through it if it feels like it's binding up. All right, now let's get back to where we were a second ago, which was real simple. Just putting this in. Let's get that up there. Just holding it in place. Alright, got that on. Let me get this sticker off real quick since I have easy access to them. And by the way, IMOHR, thanks for putting these stickers on there. They really came in handy without me having to do a lot of digging and all that stuff. So I got those on. This is on. Someone had recommended that I go with the double spring on the rear since I'm putting in a Subaru EJ205 motor. Anyway, so someone had recommended that I put the dual coilovers on back because I'm running an EJ205 motor. This motor doesn't weigh much more than the VW. Those coilovers are made for 6 and 8 cylinders. The double coils would have been way overkill. So single coil, if you're running like a Volkswagen or a Subaru 4-cylinder, if you're gonna run any kind of a 6-cylinder or an 8 that's gonna weigh a lot more, then you're gonna want the double. Alrighty, so on the right-hand side, I'm gonna put the hub on real quick. It's just the same thing as I did on the left side, only I'm doing it on the right side. This kit, as far as assembly goes, it is super simple. In fact, it's so simple, if you can't figure out how to assemble it, you probably shouldn't be working on cars. That's how simple it is. It's simple. It is literally a bolt-in kit. I had to do a couple minor things. I mean, very minor. Shave a little bit off of I only had 2 things to do. Shave a little bit off of the spacer on the front control coilover, and then those little bolts that went through those deals. Just had to fix those up too. So look at that, like butter. I'm gonna put these in the same way. Now, one thing I can't stand is you got the nuts and bolts going in one direction on one side of the car, and then you got them going a different direction on the other side of the car. So I like to make them all the same. And what I'm doing on this one is I'm having all the nuts point toward the middle. And I'll tighten these down in a minute after I get this top one on. Well, as you notice on the end of the video, I was working on the rear hubs and the video just stops. And I didn't give you a good overview of how the suspension looks assembled. So I've got it on the car. I've got another video coming on installing all the stuff on the chassis. But I'm going to give you an overview of what the whole thing looks like and also some stuff I forgot about or I didn't know about. So let's get over that real quick. All right, guys. So a few things first. Let's kind of go over this suspension real quick. This is it fully assembled. The reason I'm doing this is so if you're assembling yours, you understand how it works. And what I've done on this hub, I went ahead and put a bearing in back. I packed the bearings in front. And then I bought, let me zoom out a little bit. And then I bought these caps. And you see this gap right here? And IMOHR said don't worry about it, but I worry about crap. What that gap is for the backing plate for the rear drums. And so a gentleman named Bud, he's been kind of giving me some guidance on this installation, sent me these. He had made them, and they're going to go in here. You know, IMOHR said I don't need a spacer, but I'm just afraid of not having a spacer in there. And maybe I'm paranoid, but once this is tightened down, it'll be secure. I've got a spacer, so I'm good to go. So those will be getting installed later. I've got to pack the other bearing, and I'll be doing a video on that when here in a little bit. But anyway, so here's the suspension. If you noticed, this is sitting over. You'll find out why this is in the installation video. But here, again, here's just an overview of how it looks, just for your information. Now let me talk about a few things that did not come with the kit, which I wasn't aware of because I didn't ask and I didn't know I needed to ask, and that's sway bars. So I ordered their sway bars. They're pretty thin. They're 5/16, but this car doesn't weigh that much. You know, maybe 1,800 pounds all done. So it doesn't need big sway bars. I've got they came with a nice hardware kit. Here's the rear, front, here's the rear. And I'll be installing this, and you'll see that installed in the next video. But here's what they look like, and here's the deal. These are 5/16 or so, 5/16 thick, and with shipping it was like 600 something bucks, because shipping was $127. The sway bars are like 500. My opinion, honestly, as thin as these are, these should have been maybe 250 bucks and not 500 for these. But then again, maybe these are custom made just for the suspension, and that's why they're more expensive. And that may be the case. Maybe they were custom made for this, and that's why they're a little bit more expensive. But anyway, that's what's going on with this. Again, I'll be installing these spacers and the bearings on the next video. So there you go, folks. Guys, I'm in my work clothes. I hope y'all enjoyed the video on the assembly of this stuff. Again, you're seeing it on the car. The next video, the installation of this stuff that you just saw there. And it's a pretty good video because there's a whole lot more to it than I realized. But worked out really good. So thanks again for watching. I hope this helps some of y'all, and I'll see you on the next video.